In the deadliest storm of the winter, something small is still moving beneath the snow. An Alolan vulpix, half buried, freezing, and struggling to stay alive on a mountain that offers no mercy. Every step is painful, and whatever family he once followed has already vanished beneath ice and avalanche. But on a mountain like this, loneliness does not stay unnoticed for long. Somewhere in the whiteout, something larger is watching, and when the little vulpix throws out a desperate burst of frozen wind, it is not enough. One violent hit sends him tumbling across buried stone, and as danger closes in, he looks less like a fighter than something the mountain has already claimed. Then memory returns. Warmth, shelter, family gathered close against the cold. For a moment, he remembers what safety felt like, and when that memory fades, something in him has changed. The fear remains, but it no longer owns him. Injured and trembling, he rises again, and the frozen air around him begins to answer. Snow circles instead of falling. Frost spreads over the walls. When the threat comes again, he answers with more than panic, forcing it back with a power deeper than survival itself. The mountain falls silent. He has won, but survival does not feel like victory. The danger is not over. The mountain tests him again. Even wounded, he moves with desperate instinct, learning in seconds what stronger creatures learn over years. Every leap becomes survival. Every missed step could mean the end. Then, for the first time, he stops running. The fear remains in his eyes, but now it is standing beside resolve. And when the final attack comes, the vulpix answers with all the winter he has left. A blizzard erupts around him with terrifying force. When the storm clears, the mountain is silent again. He has won, but survival does not feel like victory. His body shakes with exhaustion. The cost of living has been written into every breath. Then, carried on the wind, comes a scent both familiar and impossible, and hope collides with dread. He turns and runs back toward where the avalanche began, toward a frozen clearing where the mountain has hidden its cruelest truth. His brother and his mother, and Alolan, Ninetales, lying motionless in the snow. The truth returns in fragments. A mother standing between her young and 3 charging Beartic. A brother forcing him to run, a terrified child fleeing into the storm while the battle was left behind. Grief finally breaks through. And the little vulpix collapses beside them, crying into frozen fur. Only then does the battlefield become clear. 3 lifeless Beartic lie scattered nearby. His mother did not fall easily. She took them with her. But beneath the silence comes one more sound. Under one of the bodies, hidden beneath the frozen aftermath, there is another child, a wounded Cubchoo, terrified and barely alive. For one terrible moment, grief turns to rage, and Vulpix reaches forward, ready to finish what the battle began. But Cubchoo does not look at him with hatred. It only crawls weakly toward the body of a fallen Beartic. And in that instant, Vulpix understands that loss did not belong to one side alone. What lies before him is not an enemy, but another child left behind by the same violence. When Cubchoo collapses, Vulpix catches him almost without thinking. That night, in a shelter of snow and stone, the children of both sides lie beneath the same cold sky. Cubchoo wakes in fear and lashes out weakly, but Vulpix does not strike back. He simply turns away and lets the anger pass. For Cubchoo, mercy is harder to understand than violence. By morning, hunger is stronger than fear. The berries are accepted, and silence becomes something gentler. Then, with quiet determination, Vulpix lifts Cubchoo onto his back. Together, they cross a frozen lake, 2 small survivors carrying the weight of a battle neither truly chose, until they reach a cave carved into the mountain wall. Cubchoo knows this place, and fear returns to him at once. Inside, the air is cold and still, but this is no shelter. This is where the story must finish. From the darkness, red eyes open, scarred, immense, and unmistakably dangerous. The Beartic leader has been waiting. Vulpix lowers Cubchoo gently and steps forward alone. The Beartic leader sees the child behind him, then catches the scent of his dead kin. Vulpix looks back once at Cubchoo and understands what this moment must become. Not revenge, not fear, but protection. From that choice, something ancient awakens. Snow rises in slow spiral. Frost glows with living light. The small fox begins to change, not in rage, but in calm resolve. And where a frightened child once stood, an Alolan Ninetales now steps forward, ready to end what hatred began. At the mouth of the cave, the scarred Beartic leader bursts out into the open frozen field, and Ninetales follows him calmly into the vast white plain. There is nowhere left to hide now, only snow, ice, and the distance between 2 survivors. The Beartic leader moves first, not as a monster, but as a guardian. Ninetales meets the charge with calm, ancient grace. For a moment, the storm itself seems to obey Ninetales. This is the final clash, not simply power against power, but grief against grief. As the snow clears, the answer is finally visible. Ninetales stands calm and silent, while the Beartic leader, defeated, can fight no more. But Ninetales does not answer victory with cruelty. Instead, he turns to Kubchu and gently sends him forward. Step by step, fear gives way to something older: family. The wounded Beartic leader pulls Kubchu into a protective embrace, and in that quiet moment, the hatred that brought them here finally begins to break. Ninetales watches for only a moment, then turns and walks away across the snow. Behind him, the battle is over. The storm is gone. The mountain has taken enough. And what leaves the battlefield is not anger nor triumph, but peace.